Top 10 foods you must eat after 50. Prevent heart attack and stroke. Do you believe that with just a few small changes in your diet, you could prevent up to 80% of heart attacks and strokes? That number isn't something I made up. It was published by the CDC. Every year, more than 1.28 million cases of stroke and heart attack in the U.S. could be prevented if we simply ate the right way. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But how many people actually know what to eat, how much to eat, and when to eat in order to protect the heart and brain? Are you sure that what you eat every day is truly safe for your cardiovascular health? After the age of 50, the body is no longer as resilient as before. Blood vessels become fragile, blood sugar becomes harder to control, and memory begins to decline. One small dietary mistake today can silently build up over 5 or 10 years, only to erupt in the form of a stroke while you're asleep or a heart attack while you're simply walking around the house. Do you want to wake up one day in a hospital bed, unable to take care of yourself, becoming a burden to your children and grandchildren? Or would you rather take charge now, living longer, healthier, and happier alongside your family? Before I share, I ask one small favor. If you truly care about your health after 50, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss these simple, science-based videos each week. And so I know you're with me. Comment the number 1 below if you want more natural dietary tips for heart health. If you think this topic isn't for you, just leave a 0 and I'll understand. So, are you ready to discover the 10 golden foods for your heart and brain? Let's start right now with the very first one. It sounds familiar, but it can lower your risk of hypertension by as much as 27% in just a few weeks. Food number 1, fermented vegetables. Would you ever imagine that a humble dish like sauerkraut or kimchi could save your heart from a sudden stroke? Hard to believe, isn't it? Yet science has proven that naturally fermented vegetables are among the most powerful weapons for protecting cardiovascular health after 50. Why? Because after middle age, our gut microbiome often falls out of balance. This imbalance sparks chronic low-grade inflammation in blood vessels, damaging the endothelium and allowing cholesterol to accumulate. Sound familiar? That's the atherosclerosis you've heard of, the silent culprit behind strokes and heart attacks. The key is choosing natural fermented vegetables, unpasteurized and not overly salty. Just 1 or 2 spoonfuls a day are enough to interrupt the chain of events leading to stroke. Can you believe that what most people think of as sour might actually be your ally in protecting the brain from vascular damage? Wait until you see food number 2. It'll surprise you even more. Food number 2, berries. Do you believe that something as small, sweet, and easy to eat as berries could reduce your risk of heart attack by up to 32%? People often say sweets cause disease, but the truth is not all sweetness is the same. Berries, including blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, and mulberries, are the overlooked secret many people are missing. Why is that? These tiny fruits are packed with anthocyanins and polyphenols, powerful antioxidant compounds. They neutralize free radicals, the culprits that damage the endothelium of blood vessels and accelerate plaque buildup. Have you ever heard someone complain of blurred vision, memory lapses, or heart palpitations without knowing why? It's often the result of free radicals accumulating silently over the years, and berries act as a natural defense line, protecting the delicate blood vessels in the heart and brain from this invisible damage. The best part is, berries have a low glycemic index, so you can enjoy them daily without worrying about blood sugar spikes. Just picture this. A simple handful of berries at breakfast provides your brain and heart with a shield against aging. But if you think fruit is powerful enough, wait until you see the next food, a creamy, buttery fruit, long misunderstood as an enemy of the heart, but in fact, it works like a natural lubricant for your arteries. Food 3. Avocados. Have you ever heard someone say, fat is the enemy of the heart? The truth is, not all fats are bad. There's one creamy, buttery fruit that, when eaten correctly, can lower blood pressure, soften arteries, and stabilize heart rhythm. Can you guess? It's the avocado, the fruit many people avoid for fear of fat. Yet science shows it's actually a natural lubricant for your cardiovascular system. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats. These healthy fats reduce LDL, the bad cholesterol, while increasing HDL, the good cholesterol. Can you imagine what happens when LDL goes down and HDL goes up? Your arteries stay cleaner, plaque struggles to form, and your risk of heart attack drops significantly. That's not all. A single medium avocado contains 700 to 800 milligrams of potassium, even more than a banana. Potassium is an essential electrolyte that relaxes blood vessels and lowers blood pressure naturally. Isn't it amazing that a fruit once thought of only for salads could act almost like a mild blood pressure medication?
Food number 4. Dark chocolate. Would you believe that chocolate, the sweet indulgence so often labeled harmful to the heart, could actually become a natural supplement if you choose the right kind? It may sound contradictory, but dark chocolate, with at least 70% cacao, has the power to protect blood vessels and reduce stroke risk more than you might imagine. Have you ever eaten a piece of chocolate and felt your mood lift instantly? That's not just emotion. It's a biological reaction inside your body. Dark chocolate is rich in flavonoids, potent antioxidants. They boost your body's production of nitric oxide, a molecule that naturally relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and lowers pressure on artery walls. Do you realize what this means? It means that with just a small amount of dark chocolate each day, you can help keep your blood pressure stable and your arteries more elastic, two key factors in preventing heart attacks and strokes. The key, of course, is choosing the right kind: pure dark chocolate, unsweetened, without milk, and at least 70% cacao. Just 10 to 20 grams a day, the equivalent of 2 small squares, is enough to nourish your vascular system. But if dark chocolate has already surprised you, wait until the next food. A familiar spice in every kitchen, but in truth, it works like a natural aspirin, stopping blood clots before they can even form.
Food number 5. Garlic. Have you ever thought that a tiny clove of garlic in your kitchen could have the same power as a low-dose aspirin that doctors often prescribe to prevent strokes? It may sound exaggerated, but it's true. When you crush a garlic clove, the compound allicin is released, and it's allicin that acts as a natural blood thinner, preventing platelets from sticking together and reducing the risk of clot formation in your vessels. Isn't it remarkable that such an inexpensive spice can perform the same life-saving role as medication? What's more, allicin doesn't just thin the blood mildly, it's also anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. Unlike aspirin, which can sometimes cause stomach ulcers, garlic delivers benefits with far fewer side effects. Have you ever heard of someone experiencing a mini stroke, where half their face goes numb for a few minutes before recovering? That's caused by a tiny clot traveling to the brain. And without timely changes, the next episode may not be so mild. Garlic can be eaten raw, lightly roasted, or mixed into salads. To maximize allicin, crush the clove and let it rest for 10 to 15 minutes before eating. Just 1 clove a day is enough to make a significant difference. But if garlic protects your vessels by thinning the blood, the next food works in another way. It intervenes directly with your blood pressure, sometimes creating visible changes in just a few hours.
Can you guess what it is? Food number 6. Leafy greens. Have you ever wondered why leafy greens always rank at the top of stroke prevention diets? In truth, vegetables like spinach, kale, chicory, and romaine lettuce are rich in natural nitrates. Once inside the body, nitrates convert into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes blood vessels, lowers blood pressure, and improves circulation. Can you see how critical this is for people over 50 when arteries have already lost some of their elasticity with age? It's important to prepare leafy greens in different ways: raw, steamed, tossed in salads, or blended into smoothies, and always pair them with a bit of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado to boost the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Leafy greens may look simple, but they are the firm foundation of a strong circulatory system. But are you curious about the food that not only protects blood vessels, but can also help break down the very plaques that have been silently building up for years?
Food number 7. Walnuts. Have you ever thought that just a small handful of nuts each day could protect your heart and brain from some of the most dangerous events? Walnuts are not just a healthy snack, they are truly a superfood for anyone over 50. Why? Because walnuts contain an exceptionally valuable fat, omega-3 ALA. Once inside the body, ALA can be converted into EPA and DHA, the well-known fats that fight inflammation and protect blood vessels. And as you may know, chronic inflammation is the root cause that allows arterial plaque to thicken day by day. Beyond omega-3s, walnuts are rich in polyphenols and vitamin E, powerful antioxidants that shield vascular cells from free radical damage. A major Harvard study following more than 210,000 people over 20 years found that eating at least 2 servings of walnuts per week reduced cardiovascular risk by 19% and stroke risk by 13%. Can you believe that such a small daily habit, just a few nuts, can make such a profound difference? You can enjoy walnuts raw, lightly roasted, or mixed into salads, oatmeal, or yogurt. Just about 28 grams a day, roughly a small handful, is enough to nourish both your heart and brain. But while walnuts provide long-term strength over time, the next root vegetable has the power to lower blood pressure in just a few hours, so quickly that it left scientists astonished. Can you guess which root it is?
Food number 8. Beetroot. Would you believe that a cheap root, often dismissed as just for soups or coloring dishes, could lower blood pressure within just a few hours? That's beetroot, one of the most underrated yet most powerful foods for protecting the heart and brain. Do you want to know why it's called the natural blood pressure medicine for those over 50? Beetroot is rich in natural nitrates, which the body converts into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, and reduces the heart's workload. A study at Queen Mary University in London found that drinking beetroot juice could lower blood pressure in just 3 to 6 hours, with an average drop of 8 to 10 mmHg. Do you realize that's comparable to the effect of certain mild blood pressure medications? You can juice fresh beetroot or steam it lightly and add it to salads. Some prefer mixing it with orange, carrot, or apple juice to improve the flavor. And if you notice pink or reddish urine, don't worry. It's completely harmless and just the sign of beet pigments passing through. But while beetroot works quickly to lower blood pressure, the next root plays an even more critical role. It helps prevent the silent strokes that can strike while you sleep. Can you guess which familiar root that is?
Food number 9. Sweet potato. Have you ever thought that sweet potatoes, the humble, inexpensive root tied to childhood memories, could actually be a silent hero for heart health after 50? Many people wrongly assume sweet potatoes are too starchy and harmful for those at risk of cardiovascular disease. But the truth is the exact opposite. Do you want to know why this familiar root is so effective at balancing blood sugar and reducing chronic inflammation? In addition, sweet potatoes contain beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A, with powerful antioxidant effects, plus potassium to naturally lower blood pressure. Purple sweet potatoes are especially rich in anthocyanins, compounds that fight inflammatory molecules, the very culprits behind arterial plaque buildup. I remember Donna, a 63-year-old who often complained of feeling tired and drowsy after white rice lunches. After switching to baked sweet potatoes with greens, she not only felt lighter in her stomach, but also lost 3 kilograms, stabilized her blood pressure, and stayed sharp all afternoon. Wouldn't you want every meal to leave you feeling full, energized, and healthier like Donna? The best way is to steam or bake sweet potatoes, avoiding deep frying. Choose orange-fleshed varieties for higher beta-carotene or purple ones for maximum anthocyanins. But if sweet potatoes are the steady companion that stabilizes blood sugar, the final food on our list is like a natural antibiotic for your arteries, reducing inflammation, preventing blood clots, and even proven to lower cholesterol. Can you guess which familiar spice that is? Food number 10. Ginger. Have you ever thought that a small piece of ginger in your kitchen could act like a natural antibiotic for your blood vessels? Ginger, so familiar in warm teas and hearty dishes, has been proven by modern science to be one of the most powerful foods for preventing stroke and heart attack after the age of 50. Are you curious to know what makes this spice so special? Ginger contains gingerol, the compound that gives it its spicy kick. Gingerol has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties, but most importantly, it reduces platelet stickiness. In other words, ginger acts as a mild blood thinner, preventing clot formation, the leading cause of strokes that can strike suddenly while you're asleep. Isn't it astonishing that just a cup of ginger tea could help change the trajectory of your health? You can enjoy ginger fresh in tea, add it to stews, or use it in powdered form at a dose of about 2 to 4 grams per day. But remember, moderation is key. If you're taking blood thinners, consult your doctor first, as ginger may enhance their effects. And if ginger can be seen as natural medicine for your arteries, imagine what happens when we combine all 10 of these foods into a sustainable lifestyle. Let's move into the final part, where knowledge turns into daily action. You've now traveled with me through all 10 foods that can prevent stroke and heart attack. But the most important question now is, how do you turn them into daily habits instead of just knowledge sitting in your head? Would you agree that knowing without doing is the same as not knowing at all? The key is, you don't need to eat all 10 foods every day. Just pick 3 to 5 that suit your taste and lifestyle and keep them consistent. For example, in the morning, start with a glass of beetroot juice or warm ginger tea. Add a few walnuts and some berries to your oatmeal. At lunch, swap white rice for a leafy green salad with half an avocado. At dinner, toss in a crushed garlic clove with your vegetables, and if you crave something sweet, choose a square of pure dark chocolate instead of a sugary dessert. Do you see how simple and pressure-free this can be, and how you could start as soon as your very next meal? If you found this video helpful, click like so YouTube knows you care about heart health after 50. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss these simple, science-based health tips each week. In the comments below, share which of these foods you already eat daily to protect your heart and brain, because your story might inspire someone else who's searching for change. And if you're not sure where to start, just comment, "I'm ready," and I'll pin a sample meal plan for you to follow tomorrow. So, are you ready to change your health starting with your very next meal?